Okay, will it complain now? No. Good. Will it do anything? It will not. Ah, there we go. Okay, that should hopefully sort things out for us. Okay. Let's see how that works. It's not complaining just yet. This bit is working. Let's see how this goes. This is live? Apparently it is. No, it's not. Ha! Well, the encoder's not complaining at the very least. Okay, this might actually work. Okay. Okay. Ha. Let's give OBS a moment to hook on. Yeah, there we go. Okay. OBS is not complaining anymore, which I think is a good sign. Will I actually get my own live stream again? Uh, will I get my own live stream? Right now I have no idea how things are looking. It's bloody impossible to find your own live stream on your own YouTube thing. Oh my god. Okay, I'll have to rely on you lot to tell me how this live stream is doing. Okay. Yeah, at least OBS stopped complaining. That's, I think that's a good thing. I gotta say, people look a lot nicer now.
Do you want something?
It's a bit yellow, but all in all quite nice. And now that we can, we'll actually rest here. If I move around, will that show anything? I only have like a very, very small portion of my own stream there, so I really have no idea how this looks, or if this even streams. Crying out loud. Go to that. Will I actually get the... yeah, there it is. Okay. It does seem to show something. Yeah, I think it's working now. Wonderful. Wonderful. So, next up is exploring Aldrune. We'll ignore the last two episodes. We have found Gildan. Was it Gildan? Yes, I think it was Gildan. And my expectations for free stuff were completely crushed. We also met this strange fellow here, Louise Beauchamp, who is looking for an airship on Saltztime. He kind of misplaced it. I guess the crew failed in controlling it. I guess airships are not quite technology that people are used to in this world. However, he gave us something very, very useful, and that is the name of the wolf that killed Hrothmund, which is on Diago. Keep that in mind, because we'll need that. So yeah, do hold on to that if you want. I believe you actually get to pick different options there. So Warrior Guild, I'm looking for... there should be a bar somewhere here, where we can find a Thieves Guild. I think it's this one. The Rat in the Pot. Okay, where's the guy? I think he's up here.
Speak, traveler.
Do you have any jobs? Oh, Angoth the Jeweler. Okay. Angoth, I think he lives down here.
What is this about, Dunlop?
Yeah, there he is. I'm looking for a job. Ah, okay, I'm not sure if I can actually do that. We'll have to save here, because this quest is a bit dodgy. I'm not sure if I can actually pick that lock. So, can we? We can't train with him yet. Okay, he wants Anaron's Devil Tanto. We can actually do that, that's not a big deal. But we'll want to use our Devil's Spare. Which is a very, very powerful thing to have, indeed. So if you kind of try to start out, I think the bound weapons are just great to have. If this quest is active and you enter the Guild of Mages,
My victory is at hand.
we'll immediately be attacked by this guy. And I'm not sure if I should have actually dropped some, or let him hit me a few times. Okay, we'll dispose of the corpse, I guess. Now the thing is, an Araran sits down here usually. Now nobody's around here. But this is, yeah, I think this is Anaran's chest where the Devil Tanto is, and we probably can't open it just yet. wasn't one of those, no. By the way, note how the patches, or not the patches, but the things added. There's lovely animations for everything. Okay, lock level 60. I think I only have like a 40 to 60 points. So I don't think my lockpicks will work on this. I mean, there's a small, minuscule chance of this working. We'll use a better lockpick for that. Yeah, lock too complex. So we have absolutely no chance of this quest being finished, so we'll load. We'll have to actually return there when we have a bit more security skill. The thing is, if I go out there now and back in there, I think the major skill will resume normal operations. And I think it would have been nice of Anger the Jeweler to actually tell me about this bloody lock. So yeah, we're not going to have that. We also talked to Edwina Abbott, and she wants the Chronicles of Nulleft, which I believe we'll come across on our travels anyway. So I'm not going to go out of my way to actually look for the Brave Book. Anything else down here we want? I don't think there is anything good here right now. I think this, by the way, is the guy who can remove prices on your head. Yeah. Very, very useful people indeed to know. And you'll not want to get to the wrong side of the Thieves Guild here. They're quite well linked and well established. Okay, what else would I need here? I think nothing, so we'll actually go back to the Mages Guild and do the final two things I have not done just yet. That is, we'll join House Telvanni, and we will then go back to Balmoral and reach level 2, because that's something we certainly need. Now, I'm not going to go to... Oh, we'll also need the Divine Intervention spell from the guy in the temple there. I'm not going to go into Mournhold or Solstheim just yet, because those places are scary. Yeah. You not standing in front of the bloody door. You, sir. I would like to have the Divine Intervention from you. I suppose I'll also have that. The one big problem here is that we absolutely don't have the ability to regenerate mana over time. So this does hurt us quite a bit. And I'm hoping it won't be too bad. I mean, if memory serves, I've never been using that much mana to begin with. So I should be fine. But you know how it is, every time you realize you actually don't have any mana left, you want to cast a spell, you don't have any mana left, and it goes on from there. Okay. Now let's go in here and get some more thieving quests as well. The first levels of advancement are very, very simple, because you basically only have to do one job per level, and you usually also hit the skill requirements anyway, because you do kind of have everything you need. Okay, and is Zeloth. I mean, the first requirements are really simple. Look at the skills we started out with. We currently can't do that, but just look at them. If we turn it up here, our lowest skill is 30 points. That's personality. And the beginner's levels here, I mean, the next rank in the temple would require 30. Beyond that, we might actually have a bit of trouble. The blades would promote us anyway, although I believe that you can actually get promoted from those just because you by the main quests. I'm not sure if the skill requirements actually apply here. Yeah, Mage's Guild, we have that. Thieves Guild, we also have that. Temple, we don't. Mage's Guild. Did I join? Oh no, right, House Telvanni. I'm actually considering to go straight towards Anizelov. Well, no, let's go to the Telvanni Council House first, because that's where we'll probably also drop our marking. Also, would you?
I want nothing to do with you, Breton.
Oh right, I forgot. Some of Morrowind and Telvanni are a bit weird. We're not actually supposed to talk to anyone, or they're not allowed to have business with anyone, unless we are part of the Telvanni, or we buy a certificate from the guy in the gatehouse there. But I found that joining the Telvanni is generally the easiest option, because that's what I tend to do anyway. I think they're cool. I mean, they live in mushrooms. Look at that. Isn't that a bloody cool building? I want to live in something like that as well. Which we actually can. This was a game that did feature your own house, although there was no real way of actually customizing it. You were always stuck with the same house. To a degree. I mean, you could always opt to not actually go any further with it, but for the sake of everything else, you were stuck with the same house. Okay, let's mark this. I failed. And I have an insufficient magicka. That's fine. We have the cheap restore magicka. Yeah, let's kick that in. There we go, there's a marking. Invisible to everybody else, and you, madam. Yeah, I wish to join House Telvanni. Yes, please. Do give me those rules again, because they're just so great. They're just so great. I absolutely love those rules. I'm eager to join you, yes. Give me some chores, please. Okay, we'll bring her the new clothes. Also, yeah, she'll mark it on a map. That is literally the only quest markers you'll get. Like now, Tel Branor should be somewhere on the map. There is Tel Branor. This is all the pointers we get, although Tel Branor is kind of hard to miss. But if you have like a small little one, like just a cave entrance, it can be very easy to miss. Give me some chores, please. You need 5 portions of muck. Oh, fine. I want to have some chores, please. I will ask him 3 questions, that's fine. This one, and this one. I don't think I actually have to click them here. Should be sufficient to actually just get the task and then have those announced once. Okay. Get more chores from you. Wonderful, thank you. There is nobody here just yet. Okay, but I think there's also a temple in Zadrith Morah, but it's kinda hidden. I think it's actually down here somewhere. And as you may imagine, the priests here are not too happy with their treatment. Don't cancel last chambers. Yeah, initiate of the temple. The people here are not happy with that. And something you certainly want. There's one spell you absolutely need when dealing with the Telvanni here. And that is... levitation.
Haven't I heard of you?
Probably not. Do you have a levitation spell for me? Lightning bolt, no. Then again, levitation itself is probably pointless to get as a spell for us right now, because there is no way for us to use it. If I had levitation spell, levitation does require a certain amount of skill in alteration, and considering we're at, what, 5 alteration? Yeah, 5 alteration, there is no way in hell we're going to get any meaningful levitation going for like more than a second. And I don't think a second or 1 point of levitation for 1 second will be quite cutting it. Okay, we don't have Stelvani. Next stop, Anizelov, Alchemist. She should have stuff for us in store. Oh, game's lagging a bit more there. I think this was Anizelov. Nope, it's not. It's Pharaoh's Hole in the Wall. This looks like an alchemist. Where's the entrance? Is that the entrance? No. Is it closed for the night? No. I think it might just be this one. Nope, it's not. I just suck at finding the entrance to that place. Doesn't even have an... Oh, it has an entrance over there. Oh, mushroom houses. Never fail to confuse me. Okay, so step 1. We'll actually ask her for those things we were asked to bring. Which would be 5 portions of muck, and because I haven't done the Fields of Kumu quest or pilgrimage yet, I'm going to buy 6 portions, just like last time. And we're going to buy 5 portions of slowed soap, which, by the way, I don't think you can harvest in any way. You actually have to buy those. There is no way around it, which is why it's very nice of them to actually give you that, actually give you the money for that. So you're not actually paying it out of your own pockets. Although you just could do that as well, then, you know. Close that, yes. Okay, we'll steal the formula and nothing else, as usual. And then we'll have to drink another magic potion. I'll go with a bigger one here, because we are going to cast 2 spells. First we're going to recall to... I should probably wait for my stamina to recover. I was hoping that would do. Nope. Oh well, at least we're making headway with those. There we go. Okay, we haven't done that yet. We have the muck though. Yes, here they are. No, could you teach me that? I think last time I bought this spell, but this time I went with actually getting it from her because it's cheaper. I would like to have more chores, yes. Okay, where is that ring? I have no idea where the ring was. I think I found it before, but I have no idea where it is right now, and I'm not gonna look it up. There they are. Any more chores? Okay, we can get that from the Mages Guild. So we can do 2 quests in one go. Lovely. Am I ready for advancement? Yes. Woohoo! Okay, no advancement for us. We have not done that yet. We're probably going to do that right away. For now, however, I want to use my Divine Intervention and get back to Wolverine Hall. Yeah, let's go to the Mages Guild and get the stupid staff first. I have no idea how you actually get jobs from the Imperial Cult. I believe there's only one person in general who will give you quests. I think this was the person who gave you this staff. Yes, give it a 300 drakes and that's fine. Now, out here, back to the cult.
Any time now.
By the way, huge thank you to Brianna Wade, who has very patiently helped me set up OBS and the, quite frankly, outstanding mod pack for Morrowind, STEPWIND, as usual, link in the description below. The stream is working much better now, so really a huge thank you. Okay, we got this... Oh no, wait, we had to deliver that to... We were to deliver that to... to Samuel. Yeah, fine. And yes, I was too lazy to walk that way back. I was literally just too lazy to do that. Also, before we forget that, let's save the game quickly. Before we forget that, we should probably have a look at this recipe, because we can use that too. So we can actually use pearls and moon sugar for that. And apparently you can heat moon sugar until it turns brown, so you can actually make a moon caramel. How amazing is that? Tusamirol is this guy, yeah. It was a high elf name. Potion recipe. There it is. Now leave me to my studies. It's not like you're actually studying, you're not making any progress if you just buy the recipes from the Thieves Guild, you know. It's not how research works. Who am I to judge that?
What's this about?
Actually, I did my own research, so I can very well judge that. And fun fact, there is actually one or two research quests.
Stay out of trouble and you won't get hurt. I only have a few moments.
Actually, some research quests for the Mages Guild where you're literally asked to find out what happened there. Very much about the biggest mystery in this entire on the continent. Okay, yes, you were to deliver that potion recipe to Samuel. I have done so, and we are getting money. 500 gold for something that was very easy. I think that's a fair payment indeed. Any more jobs? A Grandmaster retort. Very well. Intel Mora is apparently selling one. But we can get it for a special discount if we're careful. And there may be a few others here and there. That's actually true. You can find a few of those. I know I can buy one for sure. But I'll talk about that when I actually find something else, which I really liked about this game. This is one of those very, very tiny details that I absolutely admire. Let's not walk, because, well, walking gives us more athletics skill, which we currently don't need. We actually do need it. Well, walking gives us more athletic skill. I also want to get my mysticism up. And my weight down. So we'll grab one of those and then set our recall. And probably wait for just a moment. So we'll have a bit more of a chance to successfully cast this spell. Okay, the potion has one off. I believe we're going to make a lot of Restore Magicka potions ourselves at some point. Come on. There we go. I believe we can actually also get Mark and Recall from those people. We haven't found the Black Jinx yet. I believe that's in the in Master Nether's tower, which we can't really access right now. Yes, it is a staff indeed. Please teach me how to blind my enemies. I don't think there's any disadvantage in actually having the, or any bonus for actually having those skills already. Okay, how's Telvanni? Very nice folks. If you ignore the thieving and killing and magicianing and slave trade and... Okay, maybe they're not that nice, but we're part of them now, so don't judge us. Well, it's like the pot calling the kettle black, you know. We are of the Telvanni now. Okay, where was that? I believe we can actually take the boat to Telfir, which may save us a lot of traveling, swimming, and overall pain in the arse and other body parts. Especially those exposed to cliff races and or slaughterfish. Yeah, there is a boat there and one here. We'll take that one. I'm not entirely sure we can actually ship travel to Telfir. I was not sure if this ship isn't a bit big for this place. I mean, those look like they're very, very shallow waters. So we might not want to do that. We might not want to go in there.
I will listen out.
Also, hell, that's dark. Just looking at the stream there. We want to go to Telbranora, I guess. The fares here are, by the way, depending on distance traveled. So if you want to travel once around Vardenfell, you will have to pay a lot more than if you just go to, say, Telfyr.
Speak quickly, Outlander, or go away.
Also note that time has indeed passed. Ow! That was stupid. So it's daytime now, and we are trapped below those things. Let me through! Ugh. Okay, let's try not to drown. Always goes very, very fine adventuring. Telbranora. Now, in order to achieve this, we absolutely need to have a levitation potion or something like that. A mudcrab we could kill. Let's go to the tower, because I think you can go up that tower and sort things out that way. I absolutely love this foliage mod. Now, one bit of a downside is that this additional greenery here can and will obscure certain other plants, like heathers, which you may want to actually harvest. Also, these guys here are relevant for a quest. We're not going to do that right now. There's the way to the tower. Telbranora. I would say this is Tel and this says Branora. Would be my guess. I still have to look back into my Daedric font. My font, it's the font I made. But you can actually use that, and if you like, I think you have to copy it into your Office Programs folder. If you do, then you can just use the Daedric font to write, and it's fun. Maybe we'll get something levitation-wise here.
Something?
Anyone actually here to trade? I hear there's a trade house, so there should be somebody to trade with. By the way, I believe the only place with those rules that you cannot trade with everybody is actually Sadrid Mora. In here, nobody really gives a damn if you trade with everyone and their mother. Yeah, I got it working, and I'm not going to meddle with the settings just yet. I'm going to do that afterwards, okay? Okay. We need to find an alchemist here. That's one of the big downsides with those Telvanni towers. And also kind of what makes them so very, very safe, I guess. And even when you make your own, you can actually not kind of omit this option of just not having this central shaft you have to fly up. I believe you can still go up here, yeah, upper tower. Quite sure this still doesn't sort it out for us. Okay. There's a whole lot of eggs here. Are those all Kwama eggs? Somebody must really like those.
Go ahead, Outlander.
Ah.
What do you need?
Levitation potion would go a long way. Anybody here willing to barter for one? Or maybe trade for it? We can go to the lower tower. There might be somebody here. Keep getting caught on those. It's the worst. Is anyone here? Okay. Anything. Why does nobody have a levitation spell? I mean, this would explain why you're all down here.
What do you want? Is there something?
Any good books here? Yeah, it does look a lot better with this. What happened here? Did you two have a fight just before I arrived? Or you knocked out all the eggs? Okay, Therana's chambers. I think this is where we are not going to get any further. Yeah, this is where you certainly need to levitate.
Go ahead, Outlander.
So this place is... ah, damn it. This place is out of reach for us. Well, do I have a levitation potion? Fatigue, water walking, fortify health. Nope. Or levitation scrolls. Those are also work just fine. Although eventually you'll certainly want to get your own levitation spell to avoid things like that. This guy's a prime view on everybody who's falling down there. Yes, I still need a levitation potion if you had something like that. No skill book. Can I jump down there? I don't want to. I keep getting trapped on foliage here. But we'll try to jump down there. I think they actually, or the plugin actually upgrades the collisions to actual collisions. So you can collide with foliage and you can get trapped in it. Okay, down there. I find those towers highly confusing. Gotta admit that. I don't really want to go into the tower dungeon just yet. By the way, another great addition here. Toggle sneak. I remember having sneak on control all the time. And I actually had a bit of a painful experience with the game sometimes because I was sneaking most of the time. And if you try to use your pinky to hold down control all the time, it can get quite painful over time. You can actually get cramps in your hand, and that is kind of horrible. Okay, there is nothing here, so I would be tempted to take the boat back to... oh wait, was there anything else in Telbron Nora? No. Don't think there's anything else in Telbron Nora we can do. We could attack those guys there, but I really don't want to because they're like 5 and I'm like 1. Actually, there's 6. And I'm still 1, so no go there. I mean, we can do this once we hit level like 10 upwards. That's absolutely fine. I'm much more willing to do that because that's... well, it's not suicidal anymore, but right now it is still just downright suicidal. I wonder if I can make an item that would give me magicka over time. Also, gotta say, the hair textures look a lot prettier now. I would like to go back to start with Mora, I guess. Yeah. We want to go to Divathir, which requires us to actually, well, walk or fly or swim. Okay, so Telfir is this way, which means we'll just go this way. Who needs quest markers when you just can walk into that direction? Now, if memory serves, those islands were a royal pain in the ass because some of them you can just jump up and climb up, others you can't. So we'll probably... did we have a water walking potion? Swift swim, restore health. Nope, okay, we're swimming. I was hoping they gave us some water walking. Okay, fine, we'll drink one of those, and in we go. Maybe not under the water. This is not Little Mermaid. Under the sea is a horrible place. Although you can sometimes find pearls down there. And slaughterfish and droig and all sorts of naval horrors. That water is so pretty. Oh boy. So yeah, thanks again, Brianna, for making this amazing mod pack. Ah, damn it. Okay, there's something hitting us. But at least dinner is sorted out. I think our potion has worn off. Let's use it while we can, shall we? Now, after this, I'm most likely only going to sit in our inventory for ages until we got this sorted out. So, I might as well also put away that spear. I believe this impacts your movement speed on, in general, if you have your weapon out or not. So, yeah, it's generally a good idea to not use it. Can I see how long this will last? No. How long do those... Okay, 45 seconds. I think we might be better off just swimming around this island. And look at the map around and to just make sure we're still headed the right way. Where's that little git? I should actually use the Devil's Spear more often, or the magic of this more often. Because, fun fact, this will actually train both my conjuration, my enchantment. Using enchanted items will train your enchantment skill. And your spear fighting as well. So this is kind of a win-win situation. And we also get a better spear. Only temporary, but we get a better spear. Oi. Speaking of which, I'm just gonna use it now. As you can see, this thing recharges over time as well. There we go. Lovely. The lightning shield doesn't seem to be that good, by the way. I've certainly seen better enchantments. Actually, we might as well leave that out. Small slaughterfish is sorted out. Let's go with another potion. And we're going to hold on to this Jink Blade, by the way. It's a very, very powerful enchantment. As I've been reminded, it's not honorable, but who cares about that? Yes, Morrowind is very retro, but I love this game to bits. And I've installed a graphic overhaul, so it is not that retro. By the way, I think those are the muck sponges we've been looking for so much last time. I was quite sure there was at least one near the fields of Kumu themselves. Apparently it's not, so we're fine. And here's a little survival tip from me. See this netch? Don't piss it off. I think that was how another one of my trips of my early games, of my early adventure lives was cut very short. Try to shoot a netch with an arrow. You usually have like one netch cow, which are the there's an netch bulls. There should be a cow somewhere as well. And you have an netch bulls. I'm afraid that while I'm able to read Cyrillic, I'm not. My Russian is a bit rusty, so I'm not entirely sure what you're trying to say here. Okay, let's get back to... okay, where's Divath Fair? I think he's somewhere on the top level. This place is important because there is actually the only known sanitarium for corpus victims. So in all other places, basically, corpus victims are captured and shipped over here. Is that where we can find Divath Fair? We'll recognize him, he's very easy to see. And while we're here, let's actually peruse his library. No valuable books. Try not to nick the soul gems here. even though this is a new game, I'm trying to stick to that kind of rule I set up for myself to not steal everything. So we're trying to at least use some restraint. Also, oh right. Right, somebody remind me to actually go to Saruth and buy levitation potions from Aniselov. Although I believe if we... I'm not sure if it's legal to harvest from here. So we'll not do that. Why does none of those places actually have a potion merchant? We'll get to that later. That's the corpus room. We don't want to go in there. By any means. We don't want to go in there. That's an all-night Dwemer chest. And considering how well we did with this last level 60 lock, I'm not even going to bother trying that. Okay, you know what? We'll just teleport back. Why didn't anybody here give me a bloody levitation spell or scroll?
Is there something I can do?
And I know it would have been smarter to probably actually just leave a marking in Telfair and go into and then the Divine Invention back. Anizelloth was right over there. I believe the potion would actually be much cheaper than the scrolls, if memory serves, because scrolls can be quite expensive. We're only looking for a very, very small levitation spell anyway. We don't have to levitate like for 5 minutes or so, and we only need like 1 or 2 points of levitation. The strength of that determines how quick you levitate, basically. Could we barter for a levitation potion, perhaps? You have a crap load of potions. Let's see. Nope. I'll have that. I'll have... You actually have a potion of recall as well. That's kind of cool. I'm not sure which ingredients you would need to make that. But just in case you don't actually have the spells, or you feel like you don't want to learn the spells for yourself, you can just go and learn them that and use them that way, although I believe those potions are kinda rare. Just looking for another one of those here. Fire shield, nope. We'll also have to look into the... although I believe one of those mouths actually tells you the levitation spell later on. So they offer you to teach you that. But now we can only do one of those deliver something to somebody quests at once. There should be like 2 moons here. I believe Morrowind had more than 1. Anyway, let's look at our quests. Okay, now let's actually look at the pilgrimage book, because I do want to get this quest sorted out. We'll go to Fields of Kumu. Could do that. Okay, the Mask of Vivek, Shrine of Justice. In Gnesis, that's a bit more difficult to get to. The Ghost Fence is going to be a nightmare to get to, at least at level 1. We're not going to go there. The Koal Cave as well, I believe there's only 1 or 2 droid in there. But they're still in there, and they're probably still going to wipe the floor with us. I think the Shrine of... is it Justice? No, it was the Shrine of... Ah, no, that's a different one. Yeah, you have to do several pilgrimages. And one of them was, I believe, involving actually fighting a Daedra. Let's go back to Balmora, because I believe that's where we can get the cheapest training. For now. And we also have to look for one of those magic teachers to give us a levitation spell. Just so we can have it. I mean, having the spell is pretty much good enough to... Do you have a levitation spell? That's a bit of an expensive one. Then we have a bit more of a cheaper one for me. I also want that. That's all fine. I'm not sure what this actually does. Like, the sound is one of the spells I never really looked into. Do you perhaps have a... No, you don't. I'd like some spells from you. I believe as a vampire you actually get this spell on yourself by nature. Okay, barrier spells, we don't need those.
May I help you?
Nobody has it.
Well, traveler.
Do you have any duties for me? Okay, fine.
Hello.
No, you have no spells either. Yeah, I'll sort that out, Brianna. That's absolutely no problem. I hope you get your website back, though. It was kind of cool there. Okay, we'll travel to Balmora, I guess.
Do you need something?
You have spells. Do you have the spell I need? Isn't that illegal? Bone walkers are like zombies here. So that should actually be necromancy. We could get the bound spear spell, although I'm not sure if we can actually cast it. But the bound longbow might be useful. We'll buy that. It's not too expensive, so we'll have it. What do you have? It's spells. Could get waterproofing. I think this is going to be very useful later on. And levitate. The problem with levitate is it's a very expensive spell, both in terms of mana and skill. I was kind of hoping for another assassin. Being perfectly honest here, I was kind of hoping for them because they pay so well. Oh well.
Is there something
Yeah, thanks again for the help, Brianna. I wouldn't have been able to get this running decently without your help. Being perfectly honest here, thanks a lot. Okay, let's have a look at our skills. We need 2 more points. Okay, if I get 1 more spear training, or one armor level would actually be good as well. Or just run around until I get my athletics up. And then we'll want to have 1 more point in something that requires agility, like marksmanship. Let's actually run to the South Wall Corner Club. Maybe this gets me the alchemist, not the athletic point.
I haven't much time.
Did he say he has a question? Any latest rumors you have? Nothing useful. So we'll keep running. I believe Balmora is one of the few places where you're unlikely to encounter cliff races. It's not impossible, so you don't want to stand out in the open for too long. But you do have a bit of safety here. By the way, I actually had a small fine to pay earlier, because apparently I was attacked by a cliff racer in Caldera. Okay, you don't have that. I'm not going to pay for sneak training just yet. You could barter. That's no use to me right now. Will you train me yet? No. Some skill trainers, like I think this guy here is actually the level 100 meditation trainer, not a meditation, a restoration trainer. But those generally require something or some form of quest first. Or they are just very, very reclusive and hard to find. Okay, nope. Anyone able to teach me...
Are the best in town.
You can't teach me that, sadly. I'm looking for someone to train me marksmanship. I think Habazi actually would train me in marksmanship if I were
What is this about?
far enough in the guild.
Good hunting.
Nope, doesn't. I know that we didn't actually ask for advancement after the last promotion. I think Nine Toes was a scout, so he might actually have knowledge of marksmanship. Where is he? There he is. Training. He does not. Of course he doesn't. It's always the same. Who teaches marksmanship? Maybe I should have gone to Siova, one of the other trainers. We'll get there. I believe Rithleen would teach me something as well. So she should totally teach me...
Anything I can do for you?
Yeah, you could teach me armor. No, you can't! You could teach me medium armor as well. That would give me endurance. I don't want that just yet. Let's jump down here. Although jumping down things is generally a stupid idea. Now that I think about it. Can you train me in... that's nothing I want just yet. What spells do you offer? Nothing great as well. By the way, everything we have as power here does not count towards the things we can use for... Oh, does he? I believe the Commander Tong will actually charge us quite outrageous prices though, because they hate Outlanders. Does Wayne try to does Wayne in the Fighters Guild train us even though we didn't join them? Because I really don't want to join the Fighters Guild. I think they're jerks. But we'll go to Gildan Sylvia's. While he's still around, you know. That's not him. That's not... down here. No.
I can already
Oops.
tell I'm not going to like this.
Yeah. Let me through. That way. What is his name? Gillian Sudas. He doesn't seem to be here. I think. No.
I'm sure there's someone else you can bother.
Training. That one doesn't. Nope. I believe we can actually ask this guy for armor training here as well. Tanelin. No, we can't. Fine. On the roof, right. Thanks for that reminder. There's also Huil here. He's wandering.
Keep moving, scum. Keep moving, scum.
This guy. Okay, training. He'll not teach us that either. Well, fine, I'll not get my marksmanship training here. I didn't want to pay the Commander Tong anyway. Being perfectly honest, maybe we'll get them in here. Also, how many inns are in this place? They have this place, they have the 8 plates, and they have something here. Well, hello you. Nope. What is your job? An assassin. Nope.
What's this about?
I don't think we need to go in here. Okay, there is no roof level here. That's fine. I do mean the Morak Tong. We're gonna join those, but I don't think we can actually do that just yet because we don't have the ability to open that one lock we need to do. You, sir, do you know how to shoot? No.
I'm a busy guy, so if you could hurry this up.
You said in the Hilalu Manor. You mean this one? You know, it's surprisingly hard to actually spend money in this city. Nope.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. Sheesh. Ah, finally somebody to train marksman with. It's kind of expensive though. Oh, fine, we'll have it. I only wanted one level anyway. Do you happen to train armorer as well? No, fine. Fine, don't do it then. We'll just run around. We'll just run around a bit. Ah, thank you. We just found our marksman trainer. I only wanted one level in that. Now we need something for strength, and I'm half tempted to just go running around. So we'll just jog around the block. The block, not the blog. Although Phoenix is still awfully far away. Maybe somebody in here will teach us as well. But I believe we can, if worst comes to worst, we can always travel to Vivek and ask Zerolus I think was his name. Who actually, by the way, I think gets you to level 100. He is like the Grand Master Trainer for blacksmithing.
Do you want something?
Okay, we'll ask Wayne then. Not sure if he'll teach us, but we'll ask him. This is always confusing me. Why would you have to stare right at a door, right at a wall when you go out of the door? Especially when you walk out of an inn. Like, imagine you're completely hammered and you stumble out of the inn and smack right into a wall. I don't think the patrons will appreciate that. Okay, Wayne. I think this was Wayne. Would you train me in blacksmithing? Yes, he does it for non-guild members as well.
I haven't much time, so be quick.
That's fine, I'm out of here already.
Go ahead, Outlander. What do you need?
Could you stop calling me Outlander,
Is there
please?
something I can do for you?
Let me talk. Okay, time to get back in here.
I'm listening.
This tree always catches me. As soon as I'm Archmage, this tree has to go. It will be burned, for all I care. Stupid tree. Okay, let's rest until healed. Shouldn't take too long. There's level 2, and now we actually get a 5-point bonus here, so we can buff up strength to level by 5 points. And I'll also dump something into speed because I feel slow, and we'll put one into luck. Okay. Always try to get luck to 100 as quick as possible, which will require 60 levels because you can't actually dump 2 points into one. I should have actually bought all this. Excuse me for a moment. Okay, sorry about that. I'm back now. I have to look into cutting this bit out of the stream. Just had a friend calling me. And it's kind of rare that we talk, so I figured I might as well give him that time of the day. Where were we? Now we have just reached level 2. The Grandmaster's Retort. We also have the levitation spell, which we can't cast if even if our life depended on it. We'll see if Ajira has more levitation potions, because those are amazing.
I'm listening, please. Go ahead.
But we don't actually need a long-term levitation for those things. We only need like 10 seconds, maybe 20 if we're really slow. Restore luck, willpower, blah. Paralyzation. I have a feeling that Ajira only gives us the worst of her attempts. I'll probably have to actually get my hands on some alchemy gear. We'll also train ourselves in blacksmithing in just a moment, because we're going to buy a bunch of hammers. Also, I should probably also try and raid those Mage's Guild supply chests, because that's free stuff we are actually allowed to take. We'll need some security training as well. Do I have Soul Trap? Yes, wonderful. Wonderful. Blacksmith. We need a blacksmith. Meldo here will do just fine. And we're trying to save money because we only have like 64 gold. So if you could sell me, I don't know, maybe 2 to 3 hammers, that'd be lovely. Can I have... No, I can't afford 4. Is that okay? Yes, wonderful. We just spent all our money for that. So hopefully that's worth it. It's also awfully loud. I would actually save on repairs for that thing if I were to, say, use the magic more often. There we go. That should give us some blacksmithing skill, or armor skill rather. Up to 40, so we're almost there. But I'm not sure if actually picking training will reset your skill progress, because you do get your level anyway. Now, what did I learn? Marksman. Yeah, actually no, that's a bad indicator, because we actually have not done any real marksmanship, so that's not useful. Let's see what quests we could do. We'll try to find Gnesis, although I believe there was something nasty there. I'm not gonna deal with the Dark Brother just yet. They would wipe the floor with me. Either they or everything else in the area, because Mournhold is like... It's more considered... I think it's more supposed to be a... Oh, this bloody tree! It's more supposed to be a... as far as I understand it, it's...
Won't take too much of my time.
I would take even less if you were not bloody staying in my way. Can I? Thank you. Right, we can't travel because we don't have any,
Warmly greeted, friend. Welcome.
we don't have any gold, so anything we can sell. We can show with that. Anything we can sell her. Gonna hold on to restore health, but everything that's not that. Swift swim we might need. Fortify health, never got the point of that. Water walking will keep... Oh, I did have water walking potions, well great. Although 15 seconds are really not the most generous amount. Okay, we'll sell that. Can I get one more? Just start level my speechcraft here as well. Not sure if you get more speedcraft if you do more. Should we explore Vivek? Maybe we get more speechcraft if we actually negotiate more. But alright, I wanted to go to the fields of Kumu first. Let's do that. The fields of Kumu.
Go ahead.
I believe you might even have a reasonable chance at the against the. Also, by the way, yeah, this is now wiped. So any level ups that did not go towards those attributes we increased are basically wasted. Well, we did get the skills, and those are handy, but the level up itself is wasted. So we still have Muck, which means it's a good time to go to the fields of Kumu and use it. Be better if we could actually bloody see stuff, but I think it's fine. We'll be okay. Do you really want to go to Kinesis, though? We could totally join the Imperial Legion, which comes with one huge advantage. It's free kit. Let's get the Devil's Spear ready. The Bound Spear never has to be fixed because it's basically, it disappears for good. It goes back to the realm of Oblivion. And it does not need to be fixed. And you literally can't break a spear in one summoning. Well, I believe actually, let's try that now. I believe the Bound Spear doesn't even have a status. I know it has a condition of 1200, which is a lot more than the spear we summoned it from. There's usually an enemy over here. And when I say usually, there's a rat. There is a rat we can use it on. There was a rat. Oh, do I want to? Yeah, it's not a diseased rat or a blighted rat, so it's good to go. Fields of Kumu. We've not been there in this save game yet. There's a Nyx Hound. Aha! Yeah, Bound Spear, lovely thing. Get one of those. And because we can do that, we'll restore our health with the wonderful Ring of Healing. It's actually quite a horrible Ring of Healing. It only does very little for our health. Can we sneak up on that? No. It actually already sees us. Nope, it didn't. I'm not sure if we can actually score crits with that. You do get a little notification there if in the middle of the screen if you actually crit. So you'll know that you managed a sneak attack. And unlike in Skyrim, the moss growing from those things is actually not an ingredient, if memory serves. Let's try that out. I believe it's not. Come on. Nope, it's also very flat, and it's no ingredient. Let's get that spear out again. Okay. I put the spear away again. I'm really liking this one. We'll probably eventually have to move on to a different spear, which is one good reason to actually keep this. Didn't I get bound? No, I got the bound longbow. I should have also bought the bound spear, but it's fine. It's absolutely fine. Fields of Kumi should be just around that stone there. And those are those flowers I didn't find earlier. Much earlier, but I didn't find them. I think it was actually, yeah, no, this was off-camera because this was the off-camera preparation. I tried to get back to the point where we were in the last game, which I was asked to restart for the mod pack. I think this spear is actually recharging very, very quick. So I don't think we'll run out of charges for that anytime soon. Because we're currently not entering combat that often. If we actually raid a dungeon, we might encounter the limit there, and we might get in trouble because we're just not prepared for that stuff yet. There they are. And because we will be just facing more combat in a shorter order, but with the odd enemy we'll find here, we should be completely fine. Okay, it should be right there. Let's untoggle sneak. Ah, there they are. That's the shrine. And those shrines all have a very powerful effect as well, which is pretty damn cool. I would like to donate muck, yes please. The grace of humility. Thank you for your humility, Lord Vivek. I shall neither strut nor preen in vanity, but shall know and give thanks for my place in the greater world. And that has... it should have, yeah, grace of humility. I know. Did we actually gain... we might have absorbed that spell. Ah, there we go. Now we have the blessing. And that's the blessing. We gain 100 feather points, which means we now have a weight of astonishingly 0. This won't last for too long. I don't know how long this will actually do. It's never shown anywhere. You can actually see when the effect is expiring because it will start to blink in the lower right corner there. You can see the feather effect is on the top right of that bar. If we could find a smuggler's cave, we could actually loot that. It would be very tempting to do. Actually very tempting to do, because we need skills, we need loot, we need something to sell. That's very nice training. The thing is, some of those caves are actually semi-reserved for quests. So you might just end up ruining a quest in there if you loot them now. Okay. We'll need something to do. I mean, the next level we'll probably just gain with, I'm gonna call them wild level ups, because we're not gonna focus too much, we'll just take the level ups as they come. But also can actually afford it to do an entire level without that, and then just, like, train an entire level so that you max out on your skill points. So, say, get 10 block, 10 speechcraft, and then level up for get 5 agility, 5 speechcraft, or get the multipliers. Just heard something. Yep, get those multipliers and then basically just put 1 point into luck. And I think you should totally do that. Okay, let's save the game before we enter that. Live stream 10. Okay. Why are there 2 doors here? That one's trapped. Well, we should have a probe somewhere. There we go. We could have actually just tried to tank it and maybe even booked on our ability to... we don't need that, I could just use it here. And kinda backed on our ability to absorb magic. Okay, we can't kill that. I think it's stuck. Nope, it's not. Okay, does she have anything useful for us? We can sell that reasonably well. The rest is rubbish. Even that stuff was technically rubbish, but we'll take it anyway. Leopard innovation not moves the scandal. Is that amulet? Can I reach that again? I know it's a common one. Let's actually keep that open. So I see what I've looted already. It's very convenient. But thankfully, you have this somewhat overpowered spear. A lot of Nick sounds here. My Devil's Spear back out. I like that thing. It also gives us 10 bonus points in spear skill. Oh, that's rat meat. We don't need that. Which does make it easier for us to actually score hits with that. Except we might actually not be hostile here.
You will die!
That person was. Loot which doesn't have any value for some reason. I'm not sure why. I've seen we could entertain the patrons earlier in an inn. This is the beauty of a spear. You can reach longer. Value of 19 is just not worth it. Dang. Just like in Skyrim, what I tend to do here is I basically try to divide the value of the thing by its by the weight. You get kind of a weight per a value per weight of that object, and if it's high enough, you can take it. If not, well, don't. Picture, there's a rusted chest, bamboo candlesticks. If we could even rest in those things. We're not going to, mind you. I believe there's actually no skill that lets you disarm. No spell that lets you disarm traps. Iron shield, rubbish, rubbish, rubbish. Sometimes the real price of a thing is the skill bonus you gain from looting it, or from actually opening it up. Let's use the engraved ring of healing for a moment. That. And one more. And back to Devil's Spear. I suck at sneaking. Okay, this door is... Quite sure this is hostile. And we're in. Should have probably used a weapon there. Should have probably tried to fight with a weapon. Ooh, lots of rice. We'll have that. If I ever get my hands on some alchemy gear, we can actually make a lot of potions with that. Starch rice is a fine ingredient for restoring endurance, which is something we do burn through quite fast. Is there somebody down there? Yes, there is. How do we get down there? How did you get down there? Oh, probably this way. I wish it would re-equip the magic spell here. I don't think we're supposed to be down here. Either would that person be? I think she's supposed to be up here. You're supposed to be bandits, you know? You're supposed to have useful stuff. Okay, this is kind of embarrassing. I'm kind of trapped here. Do you mind helping me out? No?
You will suffer greatly.
Okay, why can you hit me but I can't hit you? I'd really like to hit you now. Okay, you know what? We'll try that again. I'll just teleport out of here. With, I'll see if it would get us back to Balmora. The one eventually would get us to the moon moths. Let's do that. So long, suckers! Yeah, placement of people is weird sometimes. Now we could go back to that cave if I remember where it was. I think it was down here in this corner. What I'd really like to do instead actually be go south a bit. Ready to see the intervention. Because Pelagiat is like right at the separation point, if you will. There's another cave. We could go in there as well. I think that's another smuggler cave. If it's a crypt, I'll stay out of it. If it's a cave, I'll go in there. Where's my spare? Here. Aha! Spear skill increased. And some mudcrab meat. Oh nope, that's a regular cave. I'm hoping it's a regular cave. If it's a creepy cave, I'll stay out of it. Nope, it's it seems normal. I'm gonna hate myself for not correcting that. That one seemed a bit more sturdy. Might be because of this quite impressive ringmail cuirass. I'll have that. We're getting pretty decent with the spear. Gotta say I like that. Your hair literally glows in here, madame.
Now you die! There is no escape!
I don't need to escape. But I need your silver dagger. Ooh, more lockpicks and probes. Since we're still kinda horrible at security, I think that's a very good idea to grab. Okay, restore, restore some more. And we're out of charges for that. So back to regular spear fighting it is. We're not really fighting as many mages as I kind of had hoped. So we're not actually that good at recovering our magicka. And now I have to do this. Yeah, I do want to override this. I believe in one of those caves you could actually also find somebody who was of interest for the Imperial cult. Finally.
You've lost this round.
Oops, I might need to do some health restoration. I'm not asking you to give up, I'm asking you to die. Ah, yes, one of those.
You won't escape me that easily. No one can match me.
Yeah, we'd like to load that. That's our first death. We have learned two things. First off, both of those people are in fact bad for us. So we don't need to bother checking if they're hostile. And we can skip right to the killing. Which I think we should totally do. And once this cave is sorted out, I'm probably also going to cut the live stream. We did not seem to start sneaking. That's inconvenient. I don't have any weapons. I don't think the bound longbow comes with bound arrows. Might want to figure it out though. Okay, we can't use that just yet. We might want to use some magic here. Or rather some potions. Okay, we need another health potion. Quite badly. Ow! Ooh, we need it. We need to heal quickly. Whew. That was close. I'm gonna take that claymore. Because it took the better part of us. And I'm hoping that this feather spell won't wear off too soon. What did that do?
I'm not giving up that easily. Here it comes.
Where's my absorb skill when I would need it? Okay, that's plenty of spear fighting done. And that's like the worst disease cure potion. We'll leave that with you. You can keep that. Jerk. We almost have enough for another Devil Spear charge. I think this would have been much easier if that bloody spear had been charged in time. Okay. Should be... yeah, that... that guy didn't look friendly. That also doesn't look very useful. Can I get that? Because it's valuable. Reasonably. Ah, shit. I will take that, and we'll take that. Which, while being a very expensive potion, is also a very useless one. I'm so glad we took that mana away. So for once we had almost full mana again. It's happening very rarely, but it did happen. It did just happen. Okay, there is... ooh, nice. Yes, please. Oh, this is gonna suck if the spell wears out. Take that. We'll take that scroll. All those are words. I'm not gonna bother trying to decipher them right now, though. Nope. Nope. Yes. Of course the gold, because gold luckily is completely weightless. Booze, we'll have that. Ooh, nice. Although I don't particularly like the scroll of induces unhinging, because the 40 to 60 points is like, it's a variable. And this may end up not working in your favor. Moon sugar here, lovely. I want that. Brandy. I'm not sure why every bloody smuggler is actually smuggling brandy here. It's not the greatest scroll to have, but it's a good scroll to sell. Scrolls are worth a fair bit. Okay, spears. There is one I actually like. There's a better version of that, which I forgot. I think it's called the lock. Oh, what's it in English? I think it might be a lock breaker. It was lock splitter in the German version, I think. That would be the proper translation. And that's a scroll you can certainly keep around. That's nice and valuable. Moon sugar, Telvanni bug musk. Remember Jero was talking about that stuff. Restore strength, that's fine. Flynn, that's fine. I don't need that spoon, although you can even... I think you can actually enchant every single item. So I could even enchant a spoon to do something terrible to my opponents. It will of course not be the most impressive weapon to wield against them, but I could do it. And that's what counts in the end, isn't it? Well, let's get the spear out again. Sadly, do I have a soul? I don't have any souls trapped. Otherwise, this might be a good use for one. Just to get my spear started again. I can do a Nyx Hound over here. Okay, we can't actually trap humans, or humanoids, so we'll not bother with that. Let's make a new save game here. Let's see if we can magic our way in there. Yes, we can. Okay, we might want to go in with the spear now. Let me just... quaff another of those. Indeed, it was dumb. She has a short bow. That would be a better bow than what we have, which is none. But it's a better bow than the kite and short bow which we could buy. We'll equip those arrows. Take that as well. Yeah, those smugglers seem to be a lot better than the ones we've encountered before. I think it might be a very good idea to actually leave this place for now and just sell what we have, because we will most likely be overburdened once we actually... once our feather effect wears off. Come on! Disarm it. I believe the trap level depends on the lock level, to a degree. Although with our security skill, we're not gonna get too lucky anyway. Take that. I mean, those scrolls are worth like almost 200 a pop, which is quite a good amount for being virtually weightless. So that as well, just in case we can't open a door or we run out of lockpicks. That, grab those. You can literally never have enough petty soul gems. I'm not sure why those people like to keep those opening and soul trap scrolls around. It's not like they're gonna use them too often, right? I mean, you can't soul trap humanoids. That's like one hard rule in most Elder Scrolls games. Though of course you can start trapping them in the in Skyrim and maybe in Oblivion. I don't know if they had black soul gems there as well. Maybe switch to a more impressive weapon, or more, you know, weapon. Kind of looks assassin-y with the hands out like that. Okay, there is something there. Okay, do I want to attack here? I happen to have any. I was hoping I would have some scrolls of, I don't know, fireball or something, but I don't. Since this is probably the boss of those guys, he might be stronger than the rest. Can I afford to wait for my spear to recharge? Probably not. So, I think we're kind of strapped here. I could fortify my strength, though. That might be an idea if I actually run out of cargo capacity. I said cargo. Okay, we're at 10 charges already. So if I just use this one quickly. Doesn't have to do anything with the charge of the other weapon, I think, but it was something to pass the time with. 11 charges. Come on. Also keep an eye on the feather symbol there. If it starts to fade out, I'll be in trouble, because keep in mind this is with 100 points of cargo deducted. Oh, wait, not cargo, encumbrance, however you want to call it. And this will be a lot worse when we actually get to... almost looks like it's fading. I'm too afraid of that. Almost... I mean, it's going to get a lot worse when you actually... when there's 100 units drop. Although I think we have a fair bit of heavy weaponry which we could just drop. Also try to use that short bow for once. Consider it marksmanship training. Now, one thing I would like you to know is that I am horrible at hitting moving targets in Morrowind. Come on. Hit him. Kill him. Okay, he had a lockpick. Nice. He had some gold. Useful. And he was the last of those smugglers, so let's just quickly loot this place and then be out of here. Barrel, more of those gem feeder scrolls. I find scrolls to be a bit of a hassle to actually bother, especially if you easily have access to that spell. Then again, since we currently can't recover magicka on our own, currently it's gonna be a permanent effect, so we better get used to it. The scroll might be a good alternative to actually, you know, spending mana of our own. Although I believe we will sooner or later be able to just doing it anyway. Get that, get that. Gonna use those scrolls. I'm not sure if they actually also train your alteration skill. I wouldn't think they do. Okay, this book could be expensive. Yes, it is. Still not sure why those things are red here. They have gold. Not much, but they have it. And the chest for us to lock, to unlock. It's not even a lootable chest. Well, it was lootable, but there was no loot in it. That. Go on, get it. I think we'll try to teleport back to Balmorra with that. That's a good potion. That's a good potion. Those are nice gems to pick. Okay. Oh, that's not opened yet. Moon sugar, lovely. Ashura's gonna like that. Okay, I think it's time to get out of here. So, Divine Intervention, and from there, I just want to make sure that we'll actually not end up in Vivec. Because Vivec is a very confusing place to be in. I never really got the hang out of the city. I know the temple is like the southish end, and the Foreigner's Quarter is the north end. But everything in between is kind of a mystery to me. I mean, many of those places in Vivec are actually kind of pointless. They don't do anything for the quest. You never really go there for any reason. At least with the quests I pick, I hardly ever go to some of those places, except to go through them because I'm too lazy to, or too much of a miles to pay the boat. Okay, now hurry up, because we do need to get a lot of stuff sold before the feather effect wears off. And unlike in later in some of the series, where being encumbered just made you very, very slow, in fact, painfully slow, in this case, if you're overburdened, you cannot move at all. Which is why the burden effect can be very, very painful to, or very powerful to use.
Hurry this up, will you?
Aren't we friendly? Okay, he's willing to barter with us because he will sell this and sell the steel apparel. Could actually fix that first, but screw it. Doesn't seem to have any impact on the value, so we'll sell it. And the netch leather, because that's what generally sucks. Well, it's not too bad, but it's just... I mean, it's just kind of bad when you don't have any skill in the use of an armor. Okay, wonderful. Now, we did get one reputation point with him. I think, yeah, it disappears once you actually... once you stop, or once you say goodbye. I know one of those mods that the mod pack came with actually allows that to stay permanent. And I suppose you could actually farm that by selling every single piece of equipment individually. But I think that's too much of a hassle for me to bother with. Okay, we want to barter with Galbadia as well, because we have a lot of scrolls we want to sell. We're going to keep that. We're going to sell some of those. He has 900 coins. So if I sell him 6 of those scrolls, it's going to pay a terrible price for those. It's awful. Galbadia, you're a terrible person. I'll take one of those back. Then I would like to have, like, that much money. Nice, I could have asked for more. But Galbadia is now out of money, so that's perfect. How much money do we have? I should probably train with daggers as well, just so I get more... just so I can use the blade we got there.
Go ahead.
Okay, let's barter with Azira as well. We want to sell her the moon sugar. Come on, you give us that. Wonderful. Okay, let's sleep until healed. I think that actually lasted until we were healed. Nice. And we still have the feather effect. Let's use that hammer. Okay. Also, those bows are really suspiciously terrible. If a bow lost that much health from 1 or 2 shots, I wouldn't really want to use it. It's probably on the way out. Okay, what to do? I don't really want to actually waste any money on training here, although I could, I guess, try to get one skill or one attribute like to 10. But this really helps, by the way. This is also a mod, and this really helps a long way with figuring out what to do and figuring out what skills to pick, and then how much you've already trained. It does go a long way. I think I'll spend some money on another hammer, or maybe 2 or 3, because that's virtually blacksmithing training and speechcraft training as well, because we're gonna... It is, I need some hammers, which can't wait. And sometimes I'm considering if it would be better to actually have, like, hunger here, like the need for food as well. But then again, I think it would suck. Having to bring food onto your adventures as well, although I suppose you probably had a good chance of finding food anyway. But yeah, having to bring food would probably not be the best idea. Okay, we want to go, before we end the stream, I want to go and see what the other Mages Guild's branches will give us. We've been in Caldera. I don't think there was a major supply chest.
Hello, Outlander.
Thank you, Citadin.
I hope you won't take too much of my time.
Okay, travel to Vivek. I think Vivek had a very good chest. And we'll also get our quests here. This guy with the fancy robe here is Trebonius Artorius, the Guild Master of Vivek, and the Archmage of the Mages Guild. Duties, you say? Yes, there are several things the Mages Guild needs done. Let's see. Find out about the disappearance of the dwarves. Yes, that's an excellent task for you, Evoker. Wonderful. We'll do that. Thank you so much, sir. What's that chest? I think it was this way. Oh, so many memories. This Mages Guild supply chest. Turns out those are apparently the same things all over the place. I'll take everything. You look like you've seen better days. Also, I like how everybody says, yeah, you could speak with Archmage Trebonius, but between you and me, you might want to ask the other guys. Okay. And now, we can do some... We can actually not do some pilgrimages. We want to barter. We need... Actually, no, we don't need anything from you, but we can sell you some of those stupid scrolls we found. We're going to hold on to fortified strength, because that's an amazing thing to have. We're gonna sell one of those LMC interventions. We're gonna need some, so we'll hold onto most of them. We're gonna sell this one. Can we also sell some of those books? Book of Daedra we don't need. The Spirit of the Daedra we also don't need. Gusta, Quarta, Quarkis we don't need. That one, away with it. We'll keep that. The first success on Vivek. We have joined the temple, but we're not that devout that we're not gonna sell any of his books. Gonna sell that. Wolf Queen. There we go, nice. Did you have? No, you don't. I think we can get this the potions at the temple. Although I actually have a levitation potion, so we should be fine. Although I would like another one. Okay. Behold the glory of Vivek.
Outlander,
You there?
what do you want?
Ooh, yeah, 2 ordinators have been killed. Sorcerer or vampire. The Opposite Watch in the Hall of Justice is looking for Outlanders. We want to have a... Should have a... yeah, this. Because we want to do the pilgrimage all the way here. And I'm not going to sacrifice my good levitation potion for that. Sorry, but no. So just to be sure, we'll drop that off. Where is it? I had a potion of the Rising Force. Come on. Off you go. Yes, please. And there we go. I think we would have gained levitation from that. But we absorbed it. Which means we'll have to actually save the game before we actually do more things. By the way, this place is a building. You can actually go in there. It's currently a prison. Also, I forgot to actually read the shrine. There's the puzzle canal. There's the Vivek shrine. And I think below that is a puzzle canal, which we'll also want to go to. I believe we actually don't have to bring something in there. Yes, leave the donation on our gold. Thank you for your generosity, Lord Vivek. I shall neither hoard nor steal, nor encumber myself with profitless treasures, but shall share freely among house and hearth. Well, fine. Maybe you do that, but I will hoard and steal and loot. Okay, I think this was the place to be. Let's not drown here. So that's the puzzle canal. There is a rat over here somewhere. There it is. Maybe we can marksman it. We can! Lovely. I feel so accomplished right now. Was it level 2? Maybe we have to go to level 3. Can I get my arrow back? Lovely. I forgot which level it was. I'm quite sure it was not level 1. It was also apparently not level 2. Also, where exactly is that water coming from? Like, it's coming out of there, but where exactly is it coming from? It's kind of hard to get lost in those. Memory serves. Okay, let's not drown again. It's kind of an exception from the let's not drown. Okay. Ah, there's the one we're looking for. I'm Not sure who decided to call this the puzzle canal, because it's not actually very puzzly. You just have to enter the right level. Okay, and here's the shrine, well, part of it. It says, "Breathe the waters of his glory and the way is made clear." Now, I have to admit this one gave me a lot of trouble, but it's actually kind of very straightforward. This is the exception from the do not suffocate. And this puzzle is actually solved by running out of air and dying. At least I believe you have to die. Keep an eye on that. And I think this is very, very creative. There we go. I mean, this is pretty amazing in my opinion. Like, making this puzzle and just making it like, okay, you have to literally kill yourself for your gods in order to proceed. And because they made this difficult already, we should actually see... Yeah. We'll take one of those. We actually take several, but we only need one. Which, just for the record, we can, if we look at the book here, we're basically doing Vivek's deeds again. And we are just at the shrine of the puzzle canal. And Vivek gave his own silver longsword to the Daily Lord, rather than dishonor himself by fighting an unarmed foe. An unarmed foe, rather. So this is what we need to do here. So we'll talk to Krasd. Are you here on the pilgrimage? I take it the silver longsword is for me. As you see, I am unarmed, but you are brave and gallant. Will you give me your longsword so that I may stand a chance against your might? Yeah, take it. I accept this sword. Thank you. You now have the grace of courtesy. You should read the inscription on the shrine to complete your pilgrimage. I'm quite sure this guy has like one of the worst jobs Daedra ever got to do. But we now have the grace of courtesy, which gives us... It basically turns into a fish. For a while. Ow. It does not turn us into a feather. Or a bird. Keep that in mind. So yeah, now we can swim fast and not die in here. Which, by the way, is a bit of a disadvantage for Argonians. I think they have a very hard time actually dying in here. Although you don't have permanent water breathing, I think you only have a certain time. Where's the exit to this place? Oh, under there. Let's actually swim like that, because we can. You know what? Let's not bother with that. Let's just not bother, shall we? Elmzevi away! So yeah, pretty much very creative riddle there. How many pilgrims do we still have left? There should be 7 graces. We have done the Fields of Kumu. We've done the Shrine of the Moon. We've done the Shrine of Generosity. The Puzzle Canal. So we need to get to Gnesis, where we can actually get the... We can just have a quest there, so that's probably the next step on our list. Then we have the Shrine of the Koal Cave, which might be just possible now that we have the Devil's Spear. The Ghost Fence, oh, this is going to be fun. Does it actually require what soul gem you have? No, just a soul gem. Okay, that's fine. Anything else we need to do here? No. Anyway, I said I was going to call the stream here, so we'll just look at those statues and then we'll call the stream. can grab that spear. This is, by the way, Lord Vivek. He looks... Does he look different? You can see his face is half bright, half dark. That's actually Lord Vivek. We'll not enter his palace for now, because we can't. Also, those armors. You're not allowed to use those in Vivek. At least not if you're not an actual ordinator. They will attack you for that. It's no fun. Faith, law, and justice. About that. Certain things do go unseen. So what can you tell me about the 7 graces? Ah, yeah. So we have to still do 3 more graces, I think. Yeah, 3 more. But Vivek is a very good place to start them because you can do very many of them at once, and they're very close to each other as well. Like you have this one, you have the palace, and you have the puzzle canal. And one more thing, if you do this very late in the game and you have a lot of health, it takes ages to suffocate enough to actually open that force field, if memory serves. So in my older game, when I actually joined the temple, I had this problem, because I was like level 30 or so when I finally decided I couldn't be bothered to do the pilgrimage. And it took like, I think, over a minute to die in there. And actually having water breathing will not help you there at all. It will just make it impossible to actually get this. So yeah, the temple is quite a dick to Argonians later in the games. It's also quite a grandiose city, Vivek. I mean, granted, it's mostly empty, which is something that well, back in the day I found it okay, because you weren't bogged down by all the NPCs you would never need to talk to, and it was possible to find somebody in here. But of course, speaking in terms of a city, of an actual city, this place is flipping huge. It has 9, I think. Yeah, 9. It's bigger here, but you have, I think it's 9 aisles. You have 1 for each house. You have the arena district. You have the foreign quarters, which is pretty huge. I think it's the only one with 3 layers. You have the Telvanni. You have the arena, Redrun, Hiladu district. And then the St. Olms, St. Delin, St. Realms should also have district here. No? Then you have the Palace of Vivek, which is grouped in the actual temple. That's actually also where God lives, which is kind of cool. I mean, the Dunmer actually have their own gods, and those gods actually still do like actively participate in Dunmer business. So yeah, I really like the world they've built in this game. With all the gods and the story behind them, and you're the first one who literally gets to figure out what the gods have done, how they became gods, how they came into divinity, and how this ties to all the prophecies, which I think is one of the only bad parts of the writing of Morrowind. You actually have to, I mean, all of those, the main game and the add-ons both deal with prophecies, and it's like literally every prophecy deals with you. You have to fulfill them all. Also, yeah, if you don't act for a while, you just do that, and you get put into third-person mode for no reason but to admire your kit. But you can also do this, and sadly you can't turn around the camera, so you can't see your front. You'll have to wait for the camera to start spinning around, which it will do any moment now. Anyway, let's use that for a moment. Fog of String. Maybe we'll return it to him one day. Probably not, we'll just sell it. I'll trade it for a better one. I'm going to compare this a lot to Skyrim because I think that's the most recent, well, at the time of recording, this is the most recent entry in the Elder Scrolls series. I don't talk about Elder Scrolls Online because I haven't played that. And there you have to destroy like an item to figure out what or how the enchantment works. In this case, that's not the case. Like in here, if you have the ability to cast Dispel, I can put this spell onto a thing. Like I could actually turn this note to Friska into a impromptu scroll. Like I could say, okay, this note should be used, and it should totally it should totally summon a longbow. Although, of course, the amount of charges you can put onto a thing and the amount of the strength of the effect depends mostly or pretty much entirely on your skill. And also partially on the item itself. A bit of paper cannot hold as much enchantment as, say, a really amazing sword can have. Or spear, for that matter. And of course, the better the weapon itself. Didn't I give that away? I think I may have kept the longsword. Or maybe the Daedra gave it back to me, because he probably has like a crap load of those already. Or he just has to put them back in the chest every time. But yeah, if you actually need a silver weapon, which is, I think, one of the things that can hurt ghosts, you can just go with a silver longsword and take that from the puzzle kennel. It's free, you know? And they don't count them. They don't count how many you take away. That's probably a stupid move, but they don't count. Anyway, we're done for the day. It's been a nice stream, although I apologize for the long pause in the middle, which I'll have to figure out how to cut out now. I should probably also come up with some sort of pause screen also. Anyway, we're done for here, and I have to do some more stuff in my apartment. Actually, I have to get my oven sorted out. So I'll do that, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye!